Hey there, this is Priya, your TOEFL expert, and I'm back with another topic. In today's session, we will be discussing what are the skills that you actually require or that you need to crack this TOEFL exam. Now, there are many skills, various skills that you require, but especially to tackle this exam, you need to have some essential skills. So in today's session, we will be discussing essential skills that you actually require to prepare the TOEFL exam. So let us know the first skill. So the first skill that you require is note-taking. Note-taking skills. Now, as you know, in the sections like listening, right? In the listening section, you need to actually listen to the recording, a piece of recording, right? On a lecture, because all your recordings will be on the academic topics, right? Since you have to listen to the recording and answer certain questions below, you must be carefully taking the notes. You must take the notes actually, because only the note-taking skills will help you to answer to the question accurately. Without the note-taking skills, you will not be able to answer the listening section. Now, in the listening section, you have to actually listen to a number of recordings. Now, for each and every lecture, you should start taking notes. How to take the notes, we will discuss in the further sessions, but you should know it is very important for you to take notes when you're actually listening to the lecture. When you're listening to the lecture, make sure you have to pay focus on every piece of the sentence that the speaker is trying to explain, and you should actually focus on the starting part of the audio and also the ending part of the audio, because the starting part of the audio will introduce the lecture, what actually the topic is all about, what actually the lecture is all about. In this way, you will understand and also you will try to comprehend it, right? And also, you should listen to the ending portion of the audio, because the ending part is actually the conclusion, which restates the opinion. Whatever opinion the speaker has, he will explain in the conclusion as well. That means the ending part of the audio. Now, if you fail to take notes, you cannot come to a conclusion, because for each and every question you will have a number of options. Each option will be so much similar to the audio tape that you have listened. So each one of the options will be matching to the recording. Now you should carefully and mindfully listen to the audio and draw a conclusion and then choose the right answer. Now, if you don't take the notes, you will just listen to the audio, and since all the options or the answer options match to the recording, you will not be able to choose the right one. So it is very essential to take the notes. With this, you can easily choose the right answer and also you can proceed with the next lecture. Now, the next skill that you require is synonyms. Synonyms. Now, synonyms are very important, especially in the listening and also the writing section. Now, when you are doing the writing section, let us, for instance, take your essay. When you have to write an essay, in the introduction, you should actually paraphrase the question, right? And you should also use synonyms of many words that you read, right, in the question. Since you have to use synonyms but not the exact word that is there in the question, right? So when you have to paraphrase the question, you should not copy exactly the same question in your answer. Now, if you do so, that is what called plagiarism, right? Now, most of the universities in America, they don't encourage plagiarism, and if you do so, you will be kicked out of the class. So make sure you don't copy the question and try to use synonyms. And the next thing is paraphrasing. Now, it is very important to paraphrase the question, right? So paraphrasing is again an essential skill that you require. Now, as I've already given you an example in the writing section where you have to write the introduction, in the introduction, right? In the introduction. In the introduction, you have to paraphrase the question. And you should also give your opinion. But when you have to paraphrase the question, you need to have the knowledge of synonyms. That means you should not use the exact word. For instance, let us take an example. If you have a word film, right? In the question you have a word film, that means the question or the essay topic is all about film, right? Then you should make sure you should use synonyms of the word film, like movie, right? Movie, picture, right? So you must use the synonyms of film, right? Like movie, picture, okay? So you must make sure that you must use synonyms, not the exact word throughout your essay. And the next thing is paraphrasing. So whatever you read in the question, you must at least change the sentence structure. If not, use some synonyms instead of using the exact word to write actually in your own words, right? So you must actually write the question in different words. So you should not copy same words in the question. And you should also not change the meaning of it. Now, most of the students, when they are paraphrasing the question, what they do, they actually change the meaning of the question. Whatsoever the question says, what actually the meaning of the question or the idea of the question will be totally changed when they paraphrase the question. Keep that in mind, that you should not actually change the meaning of the question. The meaning should be same, it should be intact, but you must use different words. That means you must use synonyms, that's it. Or might be you can even change the sentence structure. So this is what actually the paraphrasing is. You will write the content, whatever the question is, you will do give the same meaning, but you will actually write in different words, right? Now, the last thing that you require is summarizing. Now, summarizing is again a very essential technique. So, summarizing is again a very essential skill or the technique that you require in the speaking and also the writing section. Now, in the speaking, if you take the integrated task where you actually have to read a particular paragraph or a text and then listen to the lecture which is somewhat related to the same text that you've read, and then you need to speak. Now what you need to do is you need to read that text and summarize it in your own words. You should actually summarize it in 1 or 2 sentences, and again, even when you're listening to the audio, you need to take notes and also summarize that in 1 or 2 sentences. And these two will combine and these two combined will give your complete speaking response, right? So this is what you need to do, especially in the speaking integrated tasks, right? In the integrated task, you will have the reading section and also the listening, where you need to read and listen to the lecture, and then you need to speak, right? So summarizing is again a very essential technique that you need to know. You cannot copy the same exact text that you've read and try to speak the same thing. You should actually paraphrase, and also you need to summarize that whole passage, right? Whatever you're going to read, the whole passage in just 1 or 2 sentences. Now again, summarizing is again very important. Likewise, even when you listen to the audio, you need to again bring that whole lecture in just 1 or 2 sentences. Now this should combine to give your speaking response, right? So this is what you need to actually do. And this summarizing again will help you in the writing and also in the speaking section. So you need to do it. You need to understand this technique. Now that's it. This brings us to the end of the session. I hope you've understood what are the skills that you require to crack the TOEFL exam. We will meet in the next session. Until then, bye guys, take care. Make sure you keep practicing.